Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Egan, of course. Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm playing review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff, then, folks. I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's a fairly rare long sleeve shirt appearance. Ooh. Excuse me. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And kind of. I did get off work a little bit ago, but this was actually something where I knew what I was doing. This wasn't like a find. This was and I actually had to trek a bit to make it happen. So, I already went over there and reviewed some tacos from this place, but, So, as I mentioned in my taco review, this is a bit of a return for a particular establishment that has not had a presence in Illinois for essentially my entire life up until, this year. I'm 39 years old, and as far as I understand, I think they backed out of the Illinois market before I was even born. So I was pretty excited when it turned out that none other than, boom, Jack in the Box was going to be making a return. So I'd been keeping my eye on this whole thing, waiting for it to happen. And, finally it said, oh, it's going to be in September, and then September came and went. But it finally opened in October in Carroll Stream, Illinois, which is not close to me, but not far enough away to be a huge deterrent, so I decided to go over there and make the trek out. I just got through reviewing some of their tacos, as I stated, but of course I wasn't going to stop there. They're a burger place. I gotta get a burger. What burger am I reviewing for you, folks? Happens to be, boom, this is their ultimate cheeseburger. I don't think half the universe just went away. So I don't think this is that ultimate, but, to be fair, I didn't want it. I really didn't want it. I've never been one of, the Thanos apologists who's like, I think he was right. Thanos was a jackass. They had to give him a new motivation for the movies because the motivation in the comics was weird. Anyway, let's get a thing for the thing. Oh, and by the way, what with this being a burger review, it's going to end up on my Burgers for Days playlist, which is a playlist for just burger reviews. It looks like this. It's nothing amazing. Let's give it a go. Looks like we got some coupled in different types of cheese, maybe some mayo. It tastes like a double quarter pounder. Like it's got a little bit of personality, but it's very similar. And that's interesting because, obviously it's a burger. Burgers gonna have a similar flavor profile to some extent. But, if you go off like a burger from Burger King, it's very different than McDonald's. Wendy's, very different. This, very similar to McDonald's. Very similar. Maybe a tad bit more premium-ish. Again, I like that they're using a couple different types of cheese. And, you got some decent patties for what they are. You got some ketchup, some mayo, so you get a little sweetness, a little tanginess. But yeah, honestly, If I didn't know any better, I would think that this is McDonald's. Maybe McDonald's again, trying like a little bit more of a premium thing, because every now and again they'll do that. But, yeah, okay. I mean, it's not a bad experience, especially for a fast food burger. It's pretty solid. If you're going to go over there and do a knockoff version of one of McDonald's burgers, might as well be the double quarter pounder. That's probably the best burger they have. Although I do love a Big Mac every now and again. I was mad when they got rid of the Bigger Mac. I love that thing. Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely not particularly ultimate. I think even if I did really want to go over there and wipe out half the universe with a finger snap, because again, I'm apparently a moron. I have literally infinite power at my disposal, and that's the way. Jesus fucking Christ! As much as I enjoy those movies, it's very stupid. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. Like, and going back to what I was saying, like, even if I really wanted, this definitely wouldn't have the power to grant it. It's a very okay burger, It's a decent fast food burger, certainly better than some of the bog standard ones, but I think the thing that I'm most disappointed in, because I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, is that whereas with, again, with Wendy's, with, Burger King, there's a distinct identity there. And I don't really feel like this has an identity, other than, again, it feels very similar to McDonald's. It's okay. It's a slightly better than average fast food burger, but it's not really well representative of a glorious return. I was honestly way more impressed with the tacos than this. And 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Probably not, and kinda ish. For me personally, like, again, it's not bad. There's nothing about it that I dislike. But the fact that it is so similar to something that I could get, first of all, more readily available. There's way more McDonald's around, fucking Jack in the Box, obviously. But the thing is, it's just like, well, again, it's just there's not enough personality. There's not enough to really drive me to go out of my way to get this again. Especially when, they have so many other menu items that I would, like to get. They have quite a few burgers on there and stuff, so I'm sure at some point I'll review some of those other ones. But this one, while not bad in any way, it's just, again, it's just a bit meh. It does the job, it's not bad, but it's not doing enough to stand out. And again, I don't feel like I don't think it really is well representative of just, hey, we got Jack in the Box back. So, for me personally, it's a bit of a pass. If I'm recommending it, here's the thing. It depends on who I'm recommending it to, because if it's something where, like me, where, you've been a little bit excited about this, you've wanted to go over there and give it a shot, okay. No. It isn't worth any level of excitement. Again, you could just get a double cheeseburger or a double quarter pounder from McDonald's. You'd have a very similar experience. So, in that regard, I wouldn't really recommend it. But, let's say that, you're not worried about the hype. Maybe, you live in the immediate area or something where, it's a close by option for you. It's fine. Again, you could get something similar, but it's perfectly okay at what it is. So, I'm not going to go over there and completely trash it because I don't think it's bad. But at the same time, I definitely not going to go over there and really put much of a stamp of approval on it because it's just, So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly Burger with personality-tastic rest of your life. Man, I wanted this to be... Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know if you're somebody who's already familiar with Jack in the Box as an entity, like it's, something that's been part of your fast food pantheon, as it were. How do you rate the burgers? Do you feel like they're, they stand up to the competition, or is it a thing where, because sometimes places, might be the other things on the menu, like, talking about the tacos earlier. So let me know where they fall for you, because certain places, they have that reputation and they'll stand by it. Whereas again, maybe that's the thing with Jack in the Box. They have all these interesting items because, maybe their burgers just aren't all that impressive. Anyway.